Going on, Falcon fans? This your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. So today, just gonna talk about where we stand right now before tomorrow's cuts to the 53-man roster. So guys, if you have not already, go ahead and please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the notification bell so you know when I drop another video. Please hit the like button so I know you guys like hear what I talk about. Then please share my video up throughout the YouTube universe so more people can come in and hear me talk about these Atlanta Falcons. So, like I said, today we're going to talk about the potential cuts to the 53-man roster. And what I took from what Arthur Smith said today, what I had been saying all along is the fact that, yes, the Falcons do have to cut the roster to 53-man tomorrow by 4 o'clock. However, I still believe that the roster that we see tomorrow is not the final roster. The 53-man roster that's going to be on this team on September the 11th. We have to factor in so many things that could take place. Um, Guys like a Marlon Davidson, is he's potentially going to be back by um, the first game of the season. If not, he could be added to the 53-man roster, right? But then he could be put on IR, and then they can actually add somebody else and take his spot. So things like that. What they're gonna do with Deion Jones? Of course, we know he's not going to get cut. So that linebacker position, we know we're going to add him in. Can he make his way back into actually make some playing time? That's one of the things we got to think about. We know Arthur Smith mentioned Michael Walker and Rashaan Evans. Both of those guys been all season participating. He liked the way they're playing at that starting position. So Deion Jones gonna have to really work his way up that position. What they're gonna do with the running back position, right? We all talked about that so many times. Factoring in that a guy like Avery Williams did not get a lot of reps at running back. However, he's going to be listed as running back, but he's also our returner at punt return and kickoff return. So he's going to take one of those running back spots more than likely, right? On the receiver position, what's going to happen there? Are they going to keep a guy like Demir Bird or Jared Barnhart or their draft pick from last year, Frank Darby, a guy that could definitely play on special teams? All those things going to be answered. What they're going to do at the D line position, right? Are they going to actually get Derek Tangelo and Adul Anderson, who played so well in that last final preseason game, an opportunity to actually be on the 53-man roster? That's the kind of questions we're going to actually be able to find out tomorrow somewhat. Like I said again, you got to think about it. There's some guys that actually got cut today. One guy, it was mentioned that he has ties with our defensive line coach that the Minnesota Vikings actually cut today that could potentially be somebody the Falcons could be looking at if he make waivers, right? So that's the procedure that has to happen. These guys get cut. They got to clear waivers and make sure nobody picks them up off the waivers. Then they can sign any team they want to. If we do decide to actually not pick somebody up like a Jared Barnhart, like a Quadra Allison, will another team snatch those guys up and bring them to their 53-man roster? Because the way they've been playing this season, we have to think about that. So do the Falcons want to gamble? And guys, they might want to say we're gonna cut you right here, but we're gonna bring you back on our practice squad, and potentially one of the other 31 teams could potentially actually get those guys and bring those guys into their rosters. Those are the things we're gonna be looking at in the next couple of days. So, what really only thing I just wanted to share with you guys today is the fact that yes, the Falcons do have to make the cuts tomorrow to 53-man roster, but more than likely, more than likely, um, this roster is probably going to be different by Friday. So they're going to make the cuts to 53-man roster on Tuesday because they have to. Then by Friday, look for some potential new guys. Look for some guys that got cut that might be back on the roster and things like that. Then they can solidify their 16-man practice squad that they're going to taking into next week. So those are the things that we need to be looking for, especially tomorrow and the rest of this week. All right, the Falcons do not practice tomorrow, so tomorrow is pretty much, guys just sitting around waiting on that phone call to let them know that they got cut. Right, that's like probably one of the worst things that could happen to some of these guys. Some of these guys' careers could be over forever, could potentially have to go back to the drawing board, get back in the lab, and try again next year, things like that. So it's not a good day in the NFL, because so many guys are actually missing out on their dreams because of the numbers and things like that. But that's the nature of the beast. What I can say about these guys that participated in this off season and this training camp, they all put it out on the line. I think every last one of those guys competed their butts off to actually make this squad. At the end of the day, it comes down to the numbers, and we just cannot keep everybody. But so, like I said, look for what happens tomorrow, again on Wednesday, Thursday, and like hopefully by Friday we can actually start seeing this team and what it's going to look like going into week 1. Remember last year, even after week 1, this roster was fluid. It kept changing. So don't be surprised if that happened as well. Like I said, if they do put some guys on IR, just know that some of those guys definitely is going to be coming back. So some of the guys that they do sign going to potentially get cut and put on the practice squad, or something like that. We just have to look out for that. But the biggest thing is we still don't know who's going to be the initial, like I said, the initial 53-man roster projection. Is so many guys got their roster projections out there trying to figure out what the Falcons going to decide to do. I think this is big, because when you're looking at guys, like I said, if you do cut a guy, it's a gamble, because somebody else can pick him up, especially if you want to keep him around, because a lot of these guys, you remember, they develop these guys all off season to put them into their program, and they like a lot of these guys. But at the end of the day, it just boils down to the numbers. So you're gonna have to let some guys go. So that's where we're at, guys. Like I said, 1600, 4 o'clock for everybody else. That's when they have to have the cuts done. We still start seeing some pretty soon here. Early in the morning tomorrow, and then by 4 o'clock tomorrow, you'll have that list out for all 32 teams. And then, like I said, they're gonna start, getting back on the, with agents and things like that, trying to get these guys, once they clear waivers, to see can they potentially make this roster even better than what it is today. So, guys, that's all I have. Give me your thoughts on the 53 Ram roster. What do you think about those tight positions, the running back, the receivers, the defensive line, those positions that pretty much still has not been solidified to this day? And this is your boy Ricondo. Come back at you with another video. Peace.